ready.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for the commissioners and the county and the state and our country. We just pray you bless us, bless the commissioners, and give them wisdom and guidance, and help all of the directors and county employees to love each other and serve our citizens. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. It seems like it's been a month, and I guess just about has been. Let's just go through in order. Commissioner Scales, good morning.
Yes, good morning. For the Public Works Community Services and Intergovernmental Relations Committee, we have 5 items. And the first is IT pipes. Second is Amendment 1 to the WRF Operator Certification Training. You have an ALDOT permit on Highway 7. USIC locating services, additional funding that needs approving. And number 5 is notification of termination, and that's Alliance Specialty Motors. And so do we have any questions?
I move 1 through 5.
Second, but I do have a question on the 4. Do we have an amount on that?
On item number 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big number. We originally estimated 650,000. This adds about another 700,000. We're running twice the number of locates that we had estimated originally. So we're looking at that really hard and looking at whether we can hire our own people next year to do this to cut a lot of that cost off. And we're also doing a lot of field investigation to make sure that all these are legit, because we're getting a lot of locates out of this. Way more than we expected.
Really?
Yeah. And of course, you know, this law got passed last year toward the last minute, and so we're scrambling to get our heads around it. But it's turned out to be a pretty large amount.
On number 5, we made an agreement.
Yeah, we bid a new one. We weren't terribly satisfied with the performance of the previous vendor, so we bid a new one, and we're just preparing to terminate that one so we can award a new contract just as quick as we can.
Who's the new one?
I'm sorry,
Who's the new one?
I don't remember the vendor name now. It's not
The
right.
new one?
Yeah, it's not
The new
right.
one.
And it'll be coming back.
Well, it'll go through the purchasing man, yes.
Yeah, it'll come back before you.
Okay.
All right, it has been moved and properly seconded. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, so we have 2 grants. One is the community grant for 00, and that is for a youth camp. And then we also have one for a school in our district, and so that is for $2,500. You should have received what has now gone through the system. If you have any questions at this time, I'll entertain it. Otherwise, we can move forward with the motion.
I move put item on the school as new business.
Okay, so we need to do school as new business, so let's just take item number 1, and then I'll go back.
I move it.
Okay, all right, it's just been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we have 1 item of new business, which is WJ Christian School for $2,500. Can we go ahead and call for a vote so that we can...
What item?
Item of new business? The one I'm talking about right here.
Yeah.
I
He
moved
moved
it.
it, she said.
One item, new business, $2,500. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You got a motion and a second.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted me to restate my motion. I was like, I said that. Okay. It has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Let's move on the item.
Motion?
Has been moved and seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you for that item of new business. Thank you.
We have community development, human resource services, nothing from the coroner office. We have Department of Community Service and Workforce Development, Dr. Hamilton.
Good morning, Commissioners.
We have 3 items.
3 items this morning. The first one is for the Brighton Project Rehab Project. We had 2 bids that we bid in compliance with the state bid law and through our purchasing requirements that came in over $30,000. There was a resolution passed back in June of 18 that anything over $30,000 had to be approved by the Commission. Number 2 is our annual action plan for all of our HUD programs to include CDBG, ESG at home. The total amount is $3,841,161. Number 3 is an amendment to number 5 to our PY20 HUD program. We had 2 of our applicants that withdrew funding. One was Miles College, and the other one was PS Serving Veterans and the Community. Both of those totaled $46,982, which will be moving to the Docena Roofing Project, which came in over our bid, and we'll be rebidding and adding more money to that project.
On item 1, the Brighton Project Rehab,
Yes, sir.
you had 2 bids and they were both over.
Over 30.
So do you not rebid those? Or
Yeah, no. You all, we have a resolution that authorizes us anything over 30, you all can approve it.
Have any other questions?
Did you say on number 2, 2021 1-year action plan, did you say 3.84 billion?
Million.
You said B.
I thought he did.
He said-
He did. I move 1 through 3.
Second?
Okay, I have first and I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Nothing for family court, youth detention. We have some good things coming up in youth detention. Now, let's want to put that on y'all mind, too. I have, District 2, grants. I have one, going to the Sheriff Department, for $1,900. I have one going to the Board of Education, for, several of the schools that's in the, county, up under the county. Then I have Virtue, and I have a community grant, for Ursula Dance Studio. I have, another grant, going for a back-to-school rally to benefit the children within the county, and the cutoff part of Jefferson County. And I have the final grant for the residents in the community for Juneteenth.
Move items 1 through 6. I did have a question on number 6, if possible, please.
Okay.
I'll second.
It's been first and second. I have a question from Commissioner Scales.
Yes, ma'am. So is this Brenda Ward's group RIT? I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay, because where's the attorney? Okay, because if we can lay this item to the side, I want to add some money to it because I know that she wanted some support, and I wanted to see if we could add on to this item, and I
We
want
can
to make sure.
amend it and you can add to it right now.
Okay, so I want to go
We have 2
ahead.
weeks, and so we need to move with it.
Right, because that's what I'm saying. It's right around the corner. So I want to do $2,500 on this item number 6, and if we can add that amendment on that, that'd be great.
I have a item on number 2, the community grants to the schools.
Mm-hmm.
What are those? What are those for? Because you got Penson in there.
The
For their,
item number 6.
it's their athletic team that
just a minute.
the coach requested.
Coach Sam. I want to add 1,000 to that.
Okay, we can add 1,000 to that. He called me.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
All right. Well, let me.
So we'll
add
move
1,000
items
to that.
1 through 6 with the amendment to item number 6 to 3,000 total for that item. 2,500 from District 1.
And an additional 1,000 are going to Penson Valley High School.
Right. Second.
All right.
Okay, with the amendments and the changes, 1 through 6 has been first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, do I need to, that's it? I don't have to do another motion. Okay, this is the end of my report.
Okay, Administrative and Infrastructure Committee have a roads and transportation, have 5 items. Grants Mill Road Corridor Project Track 10, execution of sales agreement. Grants Mill Road Corridor payment for Track 11, the payment for Track 12 or 2 and 3. AlDOT courtesy notification for bridge replacement on County Road 126. Surplus vehicle transfer from Sheriff's Department to District Attorney's Office. Are there any questions for the roads and transportation?
Move on.
Have a motion
Take.
and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have a resolution, County Attorney, resolution authorizing execute a letter of agreement between Bressler, Amory, and Ross. Can you speak to that?
Are we gonna do
We'll
this?
talk more about that. It's some pending litigation. We'll talk about it. But it's to handle an appeal of the CSX cases.
Okay. Okay, so we just got this, I guess. All right, we will, Chair will entertain a motion to move this to the agenda.
When will we have the,
Resolution authorizing the President to execute a lease letter.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Never mind. Disregard it.
when will we have
I don't
the?
know of any other way to do it.
Yeah, you had
Gotta
something-
vote on it.
That's right. Yeah, you had something else in your hand. I thought that was something new.
All right, are we gonna have the executive session talk about this today?
Yes.
Okay, second.
Have a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes from the May 20 meeting.
Move it.
Move, second.
Moved second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Sheriff has no items submitted. County manager, except this is a big one here,
Yes,
Tony.
it's the,
Acceptance of COVID funds.
right, this is the federal American Rescue Act. We're to receive $127,920,085.
Well, we're gonna get that in two.
We'll get it in 2 chunks.
Right.
The first half will come, it came in, I believe, was it last week, Justin? Yes. Yeah, last week.
Okay.
And then the second part of it will come in June of next year.
All right, so we're voting today to accept both. Is that basically what we're doing?
I'm sorry?
We're voting today to accept both.
That's correct.
Okay.
And we
Move
can
it.
accept for next year, even though it's not next year?
Yes.
Okay.
I move.
Second.
We have a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then also I have something else.
One other item, yes, sir.
This is the Office of Development Services working with the Home Builders Association. They're having a lunch and learn on Tuesday, June 22nd and Thursday, June 24th at the Home Builders office for contractors, home builders to come in. Our staff will be there to educate them on the new program, the seller program that we're using in order to get permits, submit plans online, and do everything online, which, Development Services worked really hard last year to get all this done.
Yes. They did.
That's just for your information. We'll have to vote.
Good. Commissioner, I believe that concludes my report. Commissioner Knight.
All right, finance. Is Ms. Dixon in here? Hello. Calling Angela.
Lane?
You're
Let me
good.
see. I talked about the lunch and learn.
Thank you, I heard that.
There she is.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
On finance, we have our unusual demand report. Item 2 through 7 are our purchasing agenda report, purchasing exception report, and encumbrance report. Item number 8 is our procurement card statement for Jefferson Credit Union. Item number 9 is our region's procurement credit statement. Do you have any questions on those items?
Do I have a motion?
Second.
I'll move it. A motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Under Budget Management Office, we have multiple staff development and individual staff development.
Move item.
Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Under item 2, which is a budget agenda, we have our first item, which was a federal aid agreement that was approved on April 8th for $212,500, and we need to be able to increase the budget for those funds that were already approved.
What is the use of this? Is it restricted? Are these funds earmarked?
It's for the comprehensive plan that you all approved a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Move item.
Have a motion?
Second.
And a second. All in favor, please say aye. Okay.
Item number 2, on the agenda for April 22nd, a position for a confidential assistant was approved for Birmingham, and we need to increase their budget for 18,536 to accommodate that request.
Move item.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Okay.
Under EMA, increase of revenues and expenses for the Magic City Classic in the amount of $1,018.43.
Move item.
Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
That
Thank you.
concludes the items for finance.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
What?
Nothing, but I mean, it moves, so keep going.
Did we have a question, Commissioner?
You can come and whisper in my ear.
Okay.
But it's moved now. So
It's passed.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, Board of Equalization, we have an assessment advisor's income works contract renewal.
Move item.
Have a motion?
Yes, this is,
Go ahead. We just moved it. We can back up if you need us to.
we just moved the motion. No, sir.
Do I have a second? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. All right, Barry, you're up.
Thank y'all. Good morning, Commissioner. Before I start, Tony, is this your last committee meeting?
Officially, yes.
Well, before the commission and before everyone out in streaming land, I just want to say on the record what a great job you've done and how I've enjoyed working for you and with you, and I'm going to miss you, but I know you're going to have a great retirement. I know we got something planned next week, but I wanted to say that on the record. So you've done a great job.
Thank you, Barry. I appreciate it.
I've got 2 items. This is we just found out about these. First one is Bell Wallace, which is on the UAB campus. This is a temporary move. They're undergoing renovation. We're going to be allowed to get back in there in January. So when our elections come back on for 2022, we'll be back in there. But we do have a Birmingham election on August 24th. So this is a temporary move to Memorial Rec Center. And then the second one is Southtown Housing. You should be familiar with this project. It's over there by between St. Vincent's and UAB. They've already started the demolition, I understand. It will be rebuilt, and the Housing Authority has reassigned the residents to various areas. So they should most likely re-register in the areas where they move to for residency. But for those who don't, we're going to move them to the next closest precinct, and that's Southside Library branch, which is it's less than a mile away. So this will be a temporary. When it is completed, and I don't know the timeline, we will move back. They're supposed to have a community area there that we can hold voting there. So we'll be moving back there.
Move item.
I have a motion on 1 and 2. All in favor? Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank y'all.
All right, Developmental Services, Ms. Burke, Mr. Michael.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, sir.
We've got 2 beverage cases that are on the agenda for public hearing. The first case is at 3459 Warrior River Road. It's a Dollar General facility. You notice we've had a few of these over the years where they're opening up their to beer and wine, just like a convenience store, like any other general retail store, pretty much. This particular location is directly across, or catty corner across the street from Concord Highland Baptist Church. Over the weekend, we did receive a petition from the church I will also note, however, that this facility is only 750 feet away from where there is already another licensed facility of similar nature, which is Steve's Grocery right there at Concord. So here's that petition we received, just for you all's records.
Thank you.
And again, this is for off-premise beer and wine sales. And again, Dollar General has a zero tolerance policy with any sort of sales to minors. Any questions regarding that particular case?
This is a petition against.
Correct.
And this is in Hueytown.
Outside of Hueytown,
It's
yes.
right there on the line of Bessemer.
No, this is.
It's further
this
down.
is further down. This is right where the tornado came through.
Okay, I know.
Concord Highlands, you know, right where
I know exactly what you're talking about.
if you know, there's a trestle and it's right past the trestle.
All right, do I have a motion on items 1 and 2?
I will note that the second case is close to Concord School. I'm sorry, not Concord, but Corner Elementary School. And, but again, there's another licensed facility that's also directly across the street on the opposite side of the campus.
Okay. Now I'll call for a motion on 1 and 2.
For the items?
A motion?
Okay, everybody's quiet, I guess.
All right. We got a motion. I failed to get a second. Can I second?
Well, again, we have sent out public notice for these hearings already.
These are for public
Yeah,
hearing.
you still gotta have a
Just move it to the
hearing, even if,
Yeah.
move it to the agenda, even
All right.
if you have a
I'll
different.
do it again. Do I have a
See,
motion? Do I have a second?
Move
Do I have
items.
do I have a second to do a hearing?
I don't really want to even, because I don't want to vote on none of it.
All we're doing is moving it to
And
the
you just move it to
agenda.
the agenda, and then once,
I know
once the
that,
vote
but
comes
I don't
up, you
even,
can.
I don't
All right,
even
Dale,
want to
can I
do
second?
that. Get Jimmy.
Yeah, because you
is
still,
in
you
his-
still put out a notification, right?
Yes,
Let
ma'am.
him do it.
Yeah, so by law, you still need to
You're
have
still
a
looking- you're still
hearing.
looking- you're still looking-
Well, that's,
I'm not
it's,
beverage code.
All right, well, we got
Okay.
2 no seconds. I've got a motion. I don't have a second, so these are public hearings.
That have already been noticed, Jimmy.
That's right. Okay. I'll move it to the agenda.
Okay.
That's all right.
That's all I'm asking.
That's what we got.
And then you can make your final decision later.
All right, I have a motion and a reluctant second. All in favor, please say aye to move it to the public agenda for a hearing.
Then you can dispense it.
Aye. We have 2 ayes and 2 abstains. I don't
mine
know.
is just, almost done.
All right.
Sure.
The next item is zoning case 21.
You still had 3 ayes.
I do.
I know,
We
but
passed
that-
it, yeah.
I know, but that's not what you said for the
Well,
record.
let me clarify the record. I have an aye, and an aye to pass it to the agenda, and an abstain. All right, a 3-1. Thank you for cleaning me up. Z 210011.
Yes, sir. This is a request to go from I-3 industrial to, the applicant made a request to either go to R6 or to A1 because it is a rather large property. It went to Planning and Zoning Commission, and there was someone in opposition to any sort of livestock, even though staff had recommended restricting the number of livestock based on the acreage of the property. Planning and Zoning Commission recommended rezoning it to R6 instead, which would allow for residences, it would allow for mobile homes, but it would it would reduce any sort of possibility of livestock on the property, as well as restrict the size and number of accessory structures.
I move it to the agenda.
Second?
A motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Do we know how many mobile homes will be on there?
Well, no, at this point in time, with it being R6 zoning, if we rezone it to R6, it would allow for 1 mobile home. But this is adjacent to the Sayre community where you do have a mix of both houses and mobile homes within that. It's a very dense old mining camp, so.
All right. Item 4.
The last item that we've got for you today is not for public hearing. This is just administrative review for a new cellular communications tower. This is for a 180-foot tower. It's located at 2156 Brewster Road. There is a cell tower. This is an interesting case in the fact that there's already a cell tower on this property. We do require them to co-locate, but the issue is that this cell tower was erected in the late 1990s and it doesn't quite have the height to give enough coverage to the surrounding area. And so that's why the company is coming through and want to do a 100-foot tower that will have the capability of locating 3 other providers on this particular tower. If at some point in time in the future, if the other tower, which is older, which doesn't quite have the range, were to be abandoned or not go into use, they would be required under our ordinance to take that tower down.
So will they use both?
Well, no. This is actually a different provider that's wanting to build the new tower. There's another provider that's on the existing tower that was erected in the late 1990s.
Do y'all do any kind of notices on that to the?
For these administrative reviews, no.
Okay.
So this would just be a regular agenda item. In your packet, there are some pictures they've done some photo simulations of what the tower would look like on the site, as well as they've got some coverage maps that would depict where exactly the range and the type of coverage that would be offered if they were to erect this particular tower.
So you have an 80-foot tower existing.
Correct.
You're going to put an adjacent 100-foot tower.
Adjacent 180-foot tower.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, I'm sorry, 150-foot tower, excuse me.
All right. Do I have a motion?
For the item?
And a second. All in favor, please say aye to move it to the agenda. Aye. All right. District Attorney, we have 2 salary agreements for Deputy District Attorney Birmingham and one in Bessemer. I have a motion, second. All in favor, please say aye. ADECA Project Operation Python Phase 2 grant. This is a grant that, anybody want to speak to that on the airwaves?
It's a ratification of a grant agreement that the District Attorney's Office received so that they can receive funds.
Okay, now, the Sheriff's Office applied for the same grant in July. Did they get it, or do you know?
My understanding is that they did,
They did. Okay,
but they're 2 separate entities.
okay, all right. Do I have a motion on the ADECA project operation? Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
General Services? I don't think we've got.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so we have a deductive change order for a mechanical asset project.
I'll move it.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, we have a Human Resources Employment Agreement, Deputy Director of Youth Detention Center.
Move the item.
Have a motion
Second?
and a second. All in favor, please say aye. All right, I have a District 4 community grant, American Red Cross in the amount of $10,000, and community grant Just Keep Smiling for 3. Have a motion
For the
Move the
items?
item.
and a second. All in favor, please say
Aye.
aye. All right, I have 2 other grants I would like to add as new business. One's $2,500 for the Gardendale Senior Citizen Center, since we're opening back up, and the other is an acknowledgement for Mr. Coker to attend the AAEM Annual Conference. The grant for Gardendale has gone through the process. It just didn't quite make it to the agenda. And the one for Mr. Coker came in late because Gaynell was at a conference, so she didn't get it on the agenda. Do I have a motion to consider for new business?
Second.
I have a motion and a second for consideration of new business. Now, do I have a motion? Have a motion
Second?
to pass it. And a second. All in favor, please say aye. Thank you. I have an acknowledgement of E911 board appointment, reappointment for Mayor Steve Parsons. I'll move. Have a motion, second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. I have 4, 5, and 6 is the public hearings to move to the agenda for ad valorem adjustment.
So moved.
Move the items?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I attended the Eastern Mayor's meeting this morning. They were talking about the regional sanitation authority. But one thing, that's kind of being tossed around about there, so where these cities can gather and unite to do the garbage service. But I learned this morning, there's a little glitch in there that if a county comes in, then it kind of changes the framework. So that may require some legislation down the line in the event that the county wants to join it. So, but that was a very interesting meeting. And basically too, I learned that, you know, recycle is just not working the way they're doing it.
No, it's a loser for them.
Yeah, but there's another way that you can do it, and so that's interesting too. But I think that ends my report.
Okay.
So I move that we go to executive session.
Okay.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and we'll entertain that in just a second. Commissioner Almond is on vacation. Asked that I handle any business he had, and there is none. So
Tell him he handled it.
yeah, tell him that I did a better job than he did, and that for him to enjoy himself and to have no more flat tires.
Well, they had another event too.
So he's
The
got.
vent blew off the top.
The what?
The vent blew off the top of his.
Tell me going too fast.
Tell him he needs to check the clearance on those overpasses.
But
It's cold out there. He had a jacket on, a sweater, a hoodie. This morning it was freezing, and then at the end of the week it's going to be 110. So it's kind of all types of weather.
wow. Let's remember him and pray for a safe trip for that and come back. Mr. Tell us. Last time.
Yeah, I had announced back in March, 1st of March, that I was going to retire. I was hoping we'd have somebody in place by next week, but we don't, and it's going to be a while before we do. I have a lot of vacation days, so after next week will be my last official week, but I will continue to come in whenever I need to, and hopefully until we get the person hired for my replacement.
We have good staff in place.
Right.
It's the intentions of the commission to treat this just like you were ill, and rely on whatever you can give us and whatever our,
and I can come
our
in
existing
and work a little, but my plan was to retire and burn all the vacation days, but,
I understand.
yeah,
But you're available.
I'm available.
Available if needed.
Yes.
All right, that's great. That's in accordance with all of our provisions. County attorney? Okay.
Oh, and also, we had the ACCMA meeting last week. It was a great meeting. Mr. Jackson was there, Ms. Dixon was there, Ms. Hayes, Mr. Smith, Justin Smith, and our new vice president for the ACCMA for Alabama is Justin Smith. So,
congratulations.
Mr. Presidente.
And that's a really good group, and they have a lot of some great programs that we listen to, and very interesting. And again, Justin's worked hard here at the county, and he's an asset to all of us, but also now will be very helpful with the state organization.
Mr. President, I'm sorry, Mr. Tillings. Got a quick question. So, in the interim, while this company is doing their research, since we do have capable staff, are we looking to our deputy county manager to step in and fill in until we have confirmed a candidate?
Yeah, what we will do, we will use our existing organizational structure, just as we did when Mr. Tellus was ill, to handle what we need to do until we're looking at probably middle of August, probably. For the time to go, I sent everyone our first advertisement. Did you get it in the mail?
I saw it via text. I saw a text.
It may have been okay. It was a text to a link is what it was.
Let me ask this question then, since we're at this junction, if it's the inappropriate time, county manager, county attorney, you can inform me. But if we're going to look at it from that perspective, if there is an interim space there, does it also include a salary adjustment like we've done with others? Such as like when we did with the revenue department, when CFO left, and so then we had an interim gap, and so therefore we made an adjustment while that person did their duties in addition to the duties that's required.
I don't
So as
believe we've done that in the past with it. I'll defer to our.
So as I
I'm
understand.
giving you an example, so it's not unprecedented.
Yeah, so as I understand what's happening here is if the county manager is going on vacation and burning up his time, then the way that operates is that the deputy county managers would step in and he would designate either Mr. Market or Mr. Jackson to perform any duties while he's on vacation. So it's no different. So it's not that anybody's serving in the interim role. They're fulfilling their duties as a deputy county manager. So it's not a situation where there's a vacancy because his position is not vacant. He's just on vacation.
And this is what we did during my illness 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was in and out for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And the two deputies kept things going. While I was away, I was still making, I was making phone calls and I would come in whenever I could, but.
So you're saying that vacancy would then create
An interim.
the salary adjustment. However, if he's burning his time and there is no vacancy, then you kind of have shared responsibility. But according to what I would think, even in shared responsibility, you still having more work than you would typically have in your current capacity, but that's just me. I'm one of the bunch. I get it. But from a business perspective, I know that that's not, it seems like we're having a little bit more work than we typically have. I understand. Keep going, Mr. President.
Thank you, ma'am.
Does that mean Mr. Prim gets a raise too?
Mr. Tellus.
No, that just means that
That-
we keep
we
good
appreciate
people.
you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And we look forward to you winding down and enjoying your retirement. But we're not quite ready to let you go yet. But we're going to keep you as needed.
All right, thank you.
For a short period of time. And I know that your dedication is going to be just as steadfast as it has been in the past. And with that, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Chair will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Ms. Steelberg will call the roll. I think that's appropriate.
Commissioner Knight?
Aye.
Commissioner Scales?
Yes.
Commissioner Tyson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens?
Yes. All right, we're going to go into executive session.
Excuse me,
for-
Mr. Attorney, will there be any actions taken after the executive session?
Now, you're going to give me a chance to do
I'm
that.
sorry. Okay.
Oh, no, that's what happened when you're
Yeah.
favored
Yeah.
of Jefferson County.
Well, you talked to the wrong person.
No, you know you're favored.
I think we just have to go in the regular session.
Go into
You didn't even have
executive
to say
session.
question from
I
the
need,
meeting.
and, I need a time. I need a
I
time,
would
and if
say
there will be any action.
no action
No
taken
action taken.
in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
We have nothing.